having to like, have something to hold me over while I'm unemployed. A fucking surprise, fucking, a tax statement I gotta pay. Like I've had shit that made me be like, if I didn't have savings, I'd be in fucking ruin. What's poppin', everybody?
Welcome back to the Cold Popcast.
I'm Zoe.
And I'm Steve.
And today we are going to have a discussion-based episode about vices. What's your vice? And, generally, what are some ways to overcome your vices in life?
Yeah, so as a former drug addict and alcoholic, I've definitely had my fair share of vices. So, it's definitely a pressing topic. Like, I think it's something that we need to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Everyone's had a vice at some point. Everyone's done something. Let's define what a vice is first. Google basically says two different ones: immoral or wicked behavior, or what?
Or
criminal activities involving prostitution.
Well, these sounds like incredibly damning. Wicked or evil. This is what seems better. This is what seems more okay. A moral fault or weakness in someone's character.
I don't know. Mine was more involving prostitution.
Greed, excessive desire for material. I think we were kind of looking for something along the lines of like, a bad habit that's hard to kick. These ones are getting a little bit more biblical with it.
Yeah, anger, lust, the 7 deadly sins.
Yeah.
Those are vices.
Yeah, those are real vices.
This is a decent one here.
A vice is a moral failing or a bad habit.
Okay, I like that one. Yeah, I'm not.
Let's just say, what bad habits do you have instead of vice? I mean, damn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty. I've never had like a substance based vice, but I have like lazy habits. If I had anything that like I can become like addicted to like activities. One of the ones that like if I like playing games or something, I would definitely be like have a vice for. If I'd like get addicted to like playing a specific game, because I don't play like a bunch, but I'll like get heavily immersed in like a specific game, and then a lot of my thought will just be dedicated to thinking about that, like playing that game when I'm not like doing it. So
I think vices vices tend to be like escapism, like you said, immersion. Like you're immersed in the game, you're escaping from your actual life, and that makes for a little bit of a good experience it's temporary, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like an immediate, because it's like an immediate like dopamine hit. So it's like anything that like stimulates your mind immediately and gives you like a reward system, I think can make it easy for you to like develop a addiction or a vice for it.
Yeah. For me, it was drugs a lot of the time. I mean, I have had vice, like video game addictions as well, and porn, video games and corn. I've definitely had both of those addictions, drugs. I mean, I've been addicted to like everything,
Yeah, that's fair. But I feel like it could be a personality thing too.
Yeah.
Because I feel like some people are more like have more of an addicting nature than others. Because I know, like, even outside of, like, things that are negative, like, I've known you for a long time, and I kind of know, like, your personality is, like, you can get, like, really, like, invested in something, even if it's an idea. So it's, like, even, like, I remember, like, the whole multi-level marketing thing. Yeah. I remember, like, you may not think of it, but I feel like the same thing that allows you to become extremely invested in, like, an idea like that is the same thing that allow you to become invested in, like,
a scam.
Like, drugs or a substance, if, like, done over time. I think, like, your mind might be a little bit more, like, geared to, like, those habits, which is, like, could be a good and a bad thing, because I'm, like, you're also a person that I've never seen anyone follow through on like an idea that they just had as much as you will.
Yeah, no, like when I have an idea, it's like, especially if it's an idea I'm actually passionate about, like something that I actually want to do like really badly.
Yeah.
It's really hard for me to not do it.
Yeah, because I remember like when we were talking, like, and this was after you came back from your road trip, like living on the road, and you were like, I think I'm gonna like move to Thailand, and I was just like, man, that's just such a drastic thing for them to just stay on a whim. I'm like, Steve's not going to like, if Steve even does this, there's no way he's pulling this off anywhere close to like in a year, like he was saying. And then I remember just one day you called and you're just like, yeah, I'm on the road. Yeah. I'm on my way to Thailand. I'm just like, this is crazy.
Yeah, like that's definitely like a bad habit, to be honest with you. Like sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. It's only a bad habit when it's framed in not thinking. Like I'd say that was a good thing I did going to Thailand, but the bad part was that I kept doing that for like tiny decisions. Like that was a big decision I made on a whim.
Yeah.
But it wasn't necessarily on a whim. Like I had been planning that for months. I was planning to do that for months. I just never really told anybody.
Yeah.
and then I actually just did it because I had the opportunity to do it. But like, if I can do something that I want to do that will likely not harm me, then I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll do it on a whim. And
No.
that's how I used to feel about drugs.
Yeah.
I used to think the drugs weren't harming me, so I would just do them on a whim. I didn't really care.
Yeah. I feel like that, but that type of behavior, like I'm saying, and you basically agreed, but I'm like, I feel like it could also be a superpower because the same thing that I know like will make me addicted to a game if I play it like for like a prolonged period of time is like the same reason where it's like if I actually go through like a hard stint of like wanting to get back in shape and working out, I'll like become addicted to that.
Yeah.
And now I'll be like very consistent with it, and I feel like like if I could find a way to get you like heavily invested and like
Self-improvement
like
type
no like
stuff, or-
like if I got Steve like somehow got Steve like
Work out.
manipulated him to like be extremely invested in the idea of being a triathlete and just running marathons, I feel like you'd be one of the greatest because you would just go all fucking in on it.
That's a possibility, but that shit's not happening. Just infinite exercise. No, that's not like
Infinite
I want to
exercise.
live. But if I got I mean, like I'm addicted to running my business right now. Like I'm
Yeah.
addicted. I'm waking up like my habits end up being so much more structured and formulated when I'm actually happy with what I'm doing, I guess.
Yeah.
Like smoking cigarettes, I'm not happy with that. But life is so happy that it makes it a little bit harder to quit. Actually, you know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
kind of weird, but
Interesting.
life is going well enough for me not to necessarily want to be feeling the suffering of withdrawals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean that's good.
And
Big-
then, but I just recently quit my job, so now I have a lot more time to run my business. But that's another thing I did on a whim. I just quit my job.
Yeah.
It wasn't random. I've been talking to Lizzie about it for fucking months.
Yeah.
Just that hellish experience.
But I remember you
Yeah.
were like saying that it was like a couple months out, and then it's like within I think a week of you saying that, it's just like I already did
Yeah,
it.
like because the decision was already made. It's like I was made up in my mind. Like I am not gonna do this anymore.
Yeah,
Like once I know for sure, because like I was thinking, and then like I still have to go to work, so I still have to experience it at that time, and it just compiles on top of it. It's
Mhm.
like, oh man, there's some more bullshit today. Like, oh, I gotta talk to this fucking guy.
yeah.
Like, and I'm like, I can't then because like once you're in the situation where you're gonna quit, it's like the veil has been pulled back, and now you can see like, oh fuck, I don't want to do this.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. That's like the essence of just being checked out. Like once you've already, that's why hating your job is a really rough thing because it's like I'm already not here mentally. Like I'm not bought in to any of this. I hate everything about this. I already know I'm leaving, so like the amount of effort I'm putting into something I know has like no importance to my future, it's like it's gone.
Lizzie, what's your vice?
I've been sitting here pondering, but
Yeah.
I guess the things that I came up with is like, I guess not spending money on myself as much as I should.
Self-care.
Which I don't know. If
You
that's
don't you're
a-
on self care. You need to
I
get
don't spend enough money on myself, I guess.
you need to get in your soft girl era, man. You need to start focusing on you and only you.
Yeah, start sitting down to pee.
It's no, like buying clothes, buying shoes, stuff
Yeah,
like
manicure, pedicure, facial massage.
that. I get so focused in like saving or like working on art or whatever the hell that I don't really
like
buy enough stuff for myself, like
That's
little
fair.
stuff and everything like that.
yeah.
Or splurge on like I want some good food. I'm gonna go to this restaurant, get some good food, get some
Mm.
breakfast.
Yeah,
stuff
that
like
sucks, man. I love splurging.
That's hilarious.
I
Yeah.
might splurge
And also
right now.
think a lot, like the opposite of what Steve said. Effectively, like it takes me a
I
good
think
amount.
about everything.
It takes me time to like make decisions.
Mm.
So I don't really do a lot of spontaneous decision type of stuff. So that's something I could probably work on.
Yeah, spontaneous life is super fun, guys. Like, just go for the risky maneuver. Go for the thing that's hard for you to decide you want to do, and you'll have more pleasure because of it. You'll be just feeling good.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I
mostly
guess
on those
so.
big ass decisions.
Yeah, but Zoe
Yeah.
struggles
Bigger
to
the
make
decision,
decisions
I can't
too.
really.
No, I'm a weird in between. But no, I'm definitely like far less spontaneous. I would say I don't know. I'm not too indecisive. Like I feel like I'm a minimalist by nature because I don't like I view money very much as like a thing where it's like I only want to use it as a tool that's gonna be like a tool to where I would only get things that have like very long term use or are like an asset to me. Like I
Yeah,
don't like
investment type of stuff.
yeah, like I rarely will like the only thing I'll splurge on are like very immediate joys. Like I would buy good food, but like I will not buy like expensive clothes. I'll buy like clothes I know I'm gonna wear for a long time. I'll buy like things for my house that I know I'm gonna use actively. And if it's something that I feel like I'm only gonna use one time, then it's generally not worth the money. That's why even though I could afford it, I generally don't have too many streaming services. Like even if they have it with no ads, I would literally rather just watch ads than pay extra to not have it.
Yeah,
Because I'm
that
just
is like
like,
the most
this as well.
retarded shit I've ever done.
like that.
Just watching ads when you could choose not to.
It just to become like, that
It's
extra
Hulu ads,
$3,
nah.
in like several months could, buy me something I'll use for in 3 years. And it takes me about, a minute between when I'm watching a show. The show's gonna come back on. I'm
man.
so
Those I
fucking
don't like at all.
I'm so
That is
fucking
like the
frugal
most
about
cheap
that.
fucking nonsense. Just
If
like
it's like
quality
Hulu
of
or-
life, quality of life improvement. At least he's in the same camp.
No,
as you
I
guys
know
are
you're gonna do
wondering.
that. Nope.
Leezy loves
Leezy loves
ads.
it.
Leezy's gonna fucking be in his deathbed
If the
watching
ad
it.
in the middle. If it's like, was it like Hulu? We were trying to watch something.
Yeah,
on?
it was Hulu.
And it was like a
Fucking-
30. It was like a
fucking
minute
2
ad.
minutes. It was
Like
2
halfway
minutes
in
of ads.
between the show.
Yeah.
That I'm not doing. I'll pay for. I don't care. But
Yeah.
YouTube is like, okay.
Yeah,
it's
YouTube's
like
obsessed.
5 seconds you can skip it, or 15 seconds you can skip it. I'm fine
Yeah.
with that.
I'll be honest. There are some that are getting, because I'm like, there were people that were buying it back when YouTube's ads were like 5 seconds that you could skip. I didn't care about that. Now it's a little bit like, okay, I gotta watch like fucking 2 minutes of ads.
You gotta watch
Then we'll
like
let
an
you skip.
ad every 3 minutes. Get
Yeah.
the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
To me, it's like a. It's an annoyance, but it's like it also tests my patience.
Yeah.
Like,
Just like suffering for literally $3.
yeah. I need something to test
Just
my
save
patience.
like
Keep me
50 cent,
grounded.
50 cent a day to not have to suffer through ads.
Yeah.
Like, come
Yeah.
on, dude.
But I've just
Fuck
like
it.
trained myself to split my attention. So when an ad comes on, I'll like start scrolling Instagram, and then it'll come back.
Yeah.
I find ways to circumvent spending money, and like I say, I feel like it's a good habit for saving, but it's probably not like a good habit for like lifestyle.
I've got a bad habit of spending, honestly. Like, obviously.
Yeah.
I spend money so fucking stupidly. Like, for example, I had this job for a very long time, and I didn't save a single fucking dollar. I had that job for 8 months. I didn't put any money away.
Oh
at
my
all.
God.
I was just like paying bills and splurging on shit.
Yeah.
And I don't regret it.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, no, I'm and that's I guess another thing. I save a lot, so it's but I've also like ever since I get in my own place, like I've had instances that have taught me that where I feel like saving is necessary, because I've had a lot of like instances, whether it's like having to repair something expensive, having to like have something to hold me over while I'm unemployed,
Mhm.
a fucking surprise, fucking a tax statement I gotta pay. Like I've had shit that made me be like, if I didn't have savings, I'd be in fucking ruin. So
Yeah.
that's kind of where like I guess my mindset's just kind of been consistently reinforced with the fact that like, thank God I had money aside, because things would have got really rough. But yeah, that's kind of like I said, I already had the mindset, but it's just been reinforced. And I'm not necessarily sure if like my lifestyle is attributing to those, or if those are just kind of the thing where like, hey, sometimes life just happens, and that's where you that's where you just have people.
Well, I
get
mean, you've
fucked
always
over.
been like a responsible guy, so I think that's kind of like a learned habit, because like for me, wasn't ever responsible, so it's kind of not something that I learned. Like I was thinking also, like for people that have always had a job, it's way easier to work a job, I think.
Yeah,
That's something
well,
that I've
because
learned.
it's a reinforced habit. So it's like I can see for you, like the difference is like, 'cause I remember my parents had me in high school, like doing a job in the summer, and I didn't enjoy it, but I just kind of knew like, and my both my parents always worked, so I just kind of like accepted like, yeah, I don't enjoy this and it's boring, but I guess it's just a part of life,
Yeah.
and I didn't know if there was an alternative or not. So I just I kind of reinforced that muscle where it's like, and then also I was like a very like punctual student as well. So to an extent, my life has always been filled with like this, there's like this mandatory at least 8 hours in a
Structure,
day to where I just have
yeah.
to do something I don't want to do.
It's like you've been buck broken.
Wait. You said what?
I've been butt broken by the education system.
You got buck broken.
This is crazy.
I couldn't even say that with a straight.
Yeah, I guess I've been butt broken by the system, man. Now I feel like I gotta work.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. No, but but yeah, no,
Crazy.
like I feel like when work is always going to be an option, people don't want to strive as hard, generally speaking.
Yeah.
Not to say that about you, but
Yeah.
just generally, when you know that you're going to be able to get a check, you don't really have to work.
Well, I
But,
mean, the alternative, I
Well, it
guess,
depends
is
on the person, 'cause
yeah.
my bad. Well, even for you, Stevie, that helped shape your understanding of yourself. Like, I can't
Yeah.
do this shit. I don't want to do
Exactly.
this shit.
That's what I'm
So,
saying. That's kind of what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
I realized that, like, no, I cannot fucking punch a clock for a lifetime. So
Yeah,
now
That's
I have more like impetus to actually build out the business. But before I didn't have that. And I think I was explaining to Leezy, like, the last time I had a job before this last job was 10 years ago. And having that job and suffering through that gave me enough energy and motivation to like not work for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
But I
suffering
forgot.
and pressure.
I forgot what the
shit
fuck it felt
will,
like, basically.
yeah.
So I had
But-
to feel it again.
But I guess my thing too is and like I said, I could see like your personality and the way you operate. Like you can run a business on your own. Like I think you have that drive. But I think the thing that like is a limiter where I feel like you have to get a little butt broken by the system is because like I said, it's a lot of it comes down to discipline and like I guess long-term thinking in the sense of like you may be motivated to today, but then it's like what happens when you're not motivated tomorrow? What's getting you up? Because if you don't have like that reinforced like I have to keep doing
Suffering is
something,
necessary.
then I think that's what's gonna separate like a really smart person from not realizing the potential. Because it's like you gotta have you still like even though like say you may hate it because you're not always gonna like what you're doing even if when you're doing what you want. So I think that's where it's like you have to still have that balance like of that little discipline that says like, all right, even though I don't want to work today, I'm going to get up and work, because then you're going to fall into the cycles of like going strong and then quitting and then going strong and quitting.
I think I need like an extra layer. Like I think in the entrepreneur mindset, there's just like an extra layer that's necessary, right?
Mhm.
Like I can do work that I don't want to do, that I don't like doing, as long as it serves me.
Okay.
If it serves me, then I'll do it. But if it's serving fucking T-Mobile or some stupid ass company, then it's like I don't want to break my back just to get the pittance that they offer me. You know what I'm saying? Like the
That's fair.
scraps.
Mhm.
I
Like,
guess
me
it's
and
like
Roosevelt
a
talked about this.
selflessness type of thing. Like,
Huh?
you and I are really selfless like that. You don't really give a fuck, Like you don't want to take that load.
Yeah.
Like, if there was a load to take, you don't want to take that load for somebody else.
Well, I don't want to take that load for an unnamed corporate figure.
Yeah,
but I would take the load for a person. Like I love taking loads for people.
Okay.
Yeah, like if it's an actual guy who needs me to take his load.
I'm glad we got to the bottom of that.
Here, let's play that again.
There you go.
So give me that load.
Yes.
The ultimate load.
Yeah.
You must take on the ultimate load.
You gotta. I mean, life is like, man. There's a lot of, like Zoe says, a lot of stuff that you just don't. Not that you don't want to do, but there's a lot of suffering that's imposed on you by the system.
Yeah.
You're just ingrained to going to school for 8 hours a day, waking up early, doing all that.
Yeah, but you can
They
train
get you
yourself out of that
involved
shit.
You
But most
could,
people
yeah.
just don't, because it's convenient to be trained like a dog.
I mean,
I mean,
once
you
you
look
realize
down
good
on
dog-
it.
Good dogs get treats. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
once you
Well,
realize
think about
the
Steve.
value of
Like
it, I mean, hey,
a domestic dog lives a lot longer than a street dog, though.
exactly. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Hey,
That load in that street is like
I'm not judging anybody.
you out there in the streets taking them loads. I mean,
Yeah,
what the hell?
be domestic.
Hey, but a
It's gonna
street
break
dog
down.
gets way more pussy.
Yeah.
And he still has his balls.
Crazy.
That's wild. Touche.
All right, we should probably close on that because that was pretty funny. All right, guys, thanks for watching this episode of the Cold Popcast, man. We're gonna do more of these discussion episodes next time we record, which hopefully will be soon. It's warmer now, so people can actually come out. It was freezing in Chicago this year. Anyway, you can follow us on all social media platforms at The Cold Popcast. We're also on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Rumble. Sometimes we're on Patreon. $5 a month gets you access to the My Black Friends podcast and any other exclusive content we ever create. Thanks for popping in. We gotta pop out.
All right. Peace.
Ultimate load.